Welcome to the pro run for the last half of Act 2. There's a few more things you have to do to get the perfect score in this level, and we'll be reviewing them all. The first and optional one, although it's almost not optional, so important is this particular thing, is trading the baseball that you found in the Nidrant offices to these boys here to get the magnifying glass. Now you have to trade it to the one in the back, that is Biff. He's the only one that will accept the baseball, and he is the one that sort of controls the magnifying glass. Trade it to him and get that. The rest of this chapter is a process of conversations and finding out names. An unexpectedly great source for finding about employees at the Dagger Museum is Low Fat. Ask him about the Dagger Museum to get the names of Wolf Heimlich, Olympia Miklos, and Yvette Delacroix. Apparently they all frequent his Chinese laundry, and so he has a little bit of information about the personalities of each of those. Obviously he doesn't know deep details about their life, except for possibly Yvette, but you at least find their names through them. This part here is required. You found out the password through talking to Crodfowler about the flower shop, and talking to the desk sergeant about the speakeasy. Once you find out those two things, the Charleston will be in your notebook, and you can use that as the secret word to gain access to the speakeasy. This is required, as I say, but only because there is a changing room in here. What's not required, but what's useful to do, is to talk to Ziggy. He knows a little bit about the murder, and he also knows the name of somebody new, Ramses Najir, an accountant who is Egyptian, apparently frequents the speakeasy, and tells Ziggy riddles. It's worth not only remembering Ramsey's name, but starting to think about this riddle. It will come up later on. Later at the docks, you meet this strapping young stevedore, Steve Dorian. He helped unload the Andrea Doria, where all the crates came from, and he remembered Dr. Carrington and his contact, the Countess Lavinia Waldorf Carleton. Now, something else that's optional, but I think it should be necessary, so important is this to the plot, is to talk to Mr. Dorian about the Dagger Museum. That brings up the fundraiser tonight. He displays a fair amount of interest in the fundraiser for reasons that we'll go into later, but you give him a little information about where and when it is. We'll maybe be seeing more of Mr. Dorian later. Once that's finished, the taxi will actually change from Rocco, who we're used to Biff, who is this new filthy person. Moving the trash around in the back seat lets you find this claim ticket for Low Fat's Chinese laundry, and sure enough, once we've done that, we can show our press pass to Biff, head back to Low Fat's Chinese laundry, and exchange the claim ticket for a dress. Now, the reason that we're doing this has been alluded to a couple times in the LP, although it's never stated directly right in front of you. There's been complaints that reporters who show up to social events aren't dressed appropriately. Laura's gear might be good for an intrepid reporter, but it's no good for a celebrity gala or museum opening. So she has to get some formal wear. It's sort of a running joke that this is out of style and would have been more in place in the gay 90s than it would in the 20s. However, heading back to the speakeasy for the changing room in the women's bathroom lets you change out of your reporter clothes and into that fancy dress for the evening. This is the final required step in Chapter 1, and once it's finished, there's not much else to do. In fact, once you have the dress on, as soon as you leave the speakeasy, you automatically go over, hail a taxi. You get Biff again, unfortunately. It'd be nice to have Rocco transport you to the museum, but hail that taxi, get in it, and head off into Chapter 2. So for the rest of the time, please enjoy my favorite voice acting clips.
How about a free back rub? Nice body. But where did you get those clothes? Salvation Army?
Are you Ziggy?
Who sent ya?
Crodfather? He's an old pal of mine. What you wanna know?
As you touch that, you feel the broken dreams and the alcoholic haze of thousands of frenzied speakeasy patrons who have come here to drown their sorrows and shore up their illusions that tomorrow will be a better day.
Good morning, miss. I'm Steve Dorian.
I'm Laura Bow. My goodness, has this taxi ever been cleaned?
I cleaned it out 2 years ago. You got a problem with that?
This claim ticket 2 years old today. You very lucky woman. Almost give this clothes away. It'll be ready Tuesday. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. Ancient Chinese joke.
Actually, this isn't mine at all. I found this claim ticket just a little while ago. I'd feel badly if somebody would have come back for this.
You worry for nothing. Nobody come in for 2-year-old laundry. Lady who owned this dress probably dead by now.
You're a strange man, Mr. Fat, but I kinda like you. The big city, the Big Apple, New York, Manhattan Island, planet Earth, Milky Way, galaxy, whatever you call it, it's your kind of town.